Om Namo Harihantanam. Om Namo Sitanam. Om Namo Ayariyanam. Om Namo Uvajayanam. Namo Roe Savasahunam. Eso Panchanamokaro
Eso
Yaro
Panchanamo Yaro.
Sarva
Savva.
Pavapan
Savva Pavapanasana.
Sarva Pava
Savva.
Sarva Panapanasa
Savva Pavapanasana.
Sarva Pava Sar
Savva, not Sarva. Savva.
Sarva Pavapanasano Mangalaram Chesavesin Padamam Havai Mangalam.
Mangalanancha Savvesim Padamam Hoi Mangalam.
Havai Mangalam, yeah. Okay.
Say it again without mistakes.
Again.
Yeah, say it again.
Om Namo Arihantaram. Om Namo Siddharam. Om Namo Ayariyanam. Om Namo Uvajayanam. Namo Loe Savasaho.
Nam.
Ram. Eso Panch Namo Karo. Sava Pava.
Eso Panchanamo Yaro.
Eso Panch Namo Yaro. Sava Pava Panasano.
Savva Pavapanasana.
Sava Pava Panasano. Mangalanam Cha Savesin. Padamam Havai Mangalam. Padamam Hovai Mangalam.
Hoi Mangalam, not ho. What you said was slightly different. Hoi Mangalam.
Okay.
Padamam Hoi Mangalam. Okay, fine. Okay. Where is Ash? And,
He's beside, just helping him with some homework.
okay, no problem. Just a second. I'll just do screen share. Okay, so we had done dharma, ame purityo grahit mithyatva. Okay, so we have done till here. Grahit mithyatva adi ane સામાજિક કુરીતિઓ દૂર કરીને ધાર્મિક અને સામાજિક ક્ષેત્રમાં સાચી પરંપરાઓનું નિર્માણ કરીએ અને પરસ્પર ધર્મ પ્રેમ રાખીએ. નેક્સ્ટ, એમ સુખમાં પ્રસન્ન થઈને ફૂલાઈ ન જઈએ અને દુઃખ જોઈને ઘબરાઈ ન જઈએ. બંને સ્થિતિઓમાં ધીરજથી કામ લઈને સમતાભાવ રાખીએ અને ન્યાયના રાસ્તે ચાલીને નિરંતર આત્મબળની વૃદ્ધિ કરતા રહીએ. 8 કર્મના દુઃખના નિમિત્ત. Look, this is important. 8 કર્મના દુઃખના નિમિત્ત છે. કોઈ પણ શુભાશુભ કર્મ સુખનું કારણ નથી. This whole paragraph is very important. કોઈ પણ શુભાશુભ કર્મ સુખનો કારણ નથી. તેથી અમે એનો નાશનો ઉપાય કર્યા કરીએ. આપણું સદા સ્મરણ રાખીને, એટલે આપણું એટલે ભગવાનનું, આપનું નોટ આપણું, આપનું સદા સ્મરણ રાખીએ જેથી સન્માર્ગમાં કાંઈ વિઘ્ન કે બાધા ન આવે. 8 કર્મના દુઃખ નિમિત્ત છે. કોઈ પણ શુભાશુભ કર્મ સુખના કારણે નથી. તેથી અમે એના નાશનો ઉપાય કર્યા કરે. આપનું સદા સ્મરણ રાખીએ જેથી સન્માર્ગ કોઈ વિઘ્ન કે બાધા ન આવે. Okay, let's do till here. So what is this trying to say? Let's read the other 2 paragraphs. So the previous paragraph, see, grahit mithyatva. Who can explain what is grahit mithyatva and agrahit mithyatva? Who can explain grahit and agrahit?
Grahit is what we have acquired.
Yeah, grahit is what we have acquired. Like,
Understanding of dravya, gun, paryay.
yeah, wrong understanding of dravya gun paryay, which leads to what? When you don't understand, I mean, that's not the main point, that is the leading point. So that leads to wrong understanding of dravya gun paryay leads to what?
Agrahit mithyatva.
No, it leads to, I explain, Ashish. Unmute.
It leads to mithyatva.
No, it is mithyatva. Grahit mithyatva. So grahit mithyatva is wrong understanding of dravya gun paryay, which leads to several wrong beliefs or dharma. Many wrong dharma it will lead to. So the three major, okay, bija badanta, even you can even forget them because they're totally wrong. But ji tran main piche from like India, you can say, is Buddhism, Hinduism, and Jainism. આ ત્રણ હજી થોડોક બાઉન્ડ્રીમાં આવી જાય છે કારણ કે આમાં દ્રવ્ય ગુણ પર્યાયનું કાંઈક તો સ્વરૂપ છે બીજા બધા ધર્મમાં ઈ પણ નથી એટલે એ તો બધું બીજા બધાય તો સાવ એટલે સાવ ખોટા એમાંથી અને આમાંથી બૌદ્ધ અને હિન્દુ ધર્મ પણ સાચા નથી એનો કારણ એક જ છે કે લોકો આત્માને કે છ દ્રવ્ય જીવ પૂતગલ ધર્માસ્તિકાય અધર્માસ્તિકાય આકાશ અને કાળ એમાં જે બે એંગલ છે દ્રવ્ય અને પર્યાય બેયને નથી માનતા એટલે ઓકે નાઉ અ ન્યુ વર્ડ ઇઝ કમિંગ એટલે ઈ અનેકાંતવાદ નથી અનેક means bindi. Anek means ek means one. Anek means more than one. Okay. Anek means more than one. And ek means one. Etle bija badai dharma. Let's take it from the other side. Bija badai dharma ekantvad che. Ek જ ને માને છે. બૌદ્ધ એટલે બુદ્ધિઝમ ખાલી પર્યાયને માને છે. અને હિન્દુ ધર્મ ખાલી દ્રવ્યને માને છે. એટલે બે Hinduism and Buddhism are ekant dharma. એ લોકો એકને જ માને છે આખા દ્રવ્યને એ લોકો દ્રવ્ય પર્યાય નથી જોતા બે એંગલ્સ કે દ્રવ્ય what is the definition? It is the togetherness of infinite gun. And what is the definition of paryay? It is the activity of each gun in each samay. So Buddhism is only believing that there's only the paryay angle. There is no dravya. And without dravya, without dravya, like what is the definition? That it is the togetherness of infinite gun. Have gun ne જ નથી માનતા કે દ્રવ્ય ને નથી માનતા. What is dravya? કે દ્રવ્ય is the togetherness of infinite gun. તો ઈ તમે દ્રવ્ય ને જ નથી માનતા. તો paryay, how is it possible? Because the definition of paryay is it is the activity of each gun. Is it clear? Or is it not clear?
In short, if he said great mithyatva is wrong understanding of dravya gun paryay,
leading to,
can we say that it leads to believing I'm a doer than I'm a gnani?
No. It does not lead to that because that is agrahit mithyatva. Grahit mithyatva is believing in all these wrong faiths. And we are not saying it is from like from like a point of vengeance every rite nathi, but this is understanding. If we say, for example, okay, Rahul is here, one sec. If we say, for an example, that an apple, for example, is orange in color, now all of you will like disagree. We are not discriminating apple. We are not discriminating an apple, but the reality is that it is not orange in color. That is the reality. The reality is that an apple is not orange in color, it is red in color. That is the reality. That is how it is made by nature. So Rahul, we are talking about grahit mithyatva. So, okay, actually you have missed out on grahit mithyatva. So there are two kinds of mithyatva. One is grahit mithyatva, Rahul. The second one is agrahit mithyatva. Now, there are certain words that we were talking about. Grahit Mithyatva is a wrong understanding of Dravya Gun Paryay. When you don't understand Dravya Gun Paryay, what happens? It leads to many, many different fates. Now, we will only take 3 fates because બીજા બધા તોમે કાંઈમાં બહુ like substance જ નથી બીજા બધામાં. ખાલી આ ત્રણ લેશું, Jainism, Hinduism, Buddhism. આ ત્રણ લેશું. હવે Jainism believes in Dravya and Paryay. Hinduism only believes in Dravya. And Buddhism only believes in Paryay. Okay, so it only believes in Paryay. So when it or Hinduism only believes in Dravya. But when you look at the definition, Rahul, of Dravya, it is the togetherness of infinite gun. And a gun ni Paryay thai. Because what is the definition of Paryay? The definition of Paryay is that it is the activity of each gun. The definition of Paryay is it is the activity of each gun. When they are not togetherness of gun, which is Dravya, when you don't believe in it, the Paryay thai che ke nahi. I mean, it is actually logical. We don't have to use our brain that much. Without gun, how can there be a Paryay? Because Paryay in a definition at Sushe, it is the activity of each gun. And what is the definition of Dravya? It is the togetherness of infinite gun. So if there is no Dravya, meaning there is no even gun. Is that clear, Rahul? Is that making sense? Is that making sense or it's not making sense?
No. Yeah, fine.
Sense, yeah. So when there's no gun only, when there's no Dravya only, how can there be a Paryay? Because the definition of Dravya is it is the togetherness of infinite gun. That is the definition of Dravya. So this should be very clear that Jain Darshan is Anekantvad, where even Rahul, you are speaking in some of the lines. Jain Darshan is Anekantvad. Anekantvad is meaning, or is it Rajshri's lines? Anekantvad is that it is believing in more than one angle. Anek is more than one, and ek means one. Ek means one. Ave છે નો શબ્દ એકાંતવાદ છે. એકાંતવાદ છે. Yeah, unmute.
એકાંત ને ક્ષણિકવાદ બે આવે છે.
ક્ષણિકવાદ, હા, ક્ષણિકવાદ. તો એકાંતવાદ meaning એક જ માં માને છે, કઈ દ્રવ્યમાં માને છે, કઈ પર્યાયમાં માને છે. એટલે એક જ માં માને છે, અનેકમાં નથી માનતા, more than one. અને જૈન દર્શન અનેકાંતવાદ છે because it is believing in Dravya and it is believing in Paryay. Yeah, અને આ બધું don't take it as આપણે જૈન છે એટલે we are favoring. It is not like that. Think about it yourself. Is it sitting with you? Is this making sense? Take this curtain like as an example. When I bought this curtain, it was a very bright, not a bright, but a very clean white. And obviously 5-7 years of using it, obviously with the the sand, the day-to-day use, it is going to become dirty naturally. Then Paryay to છે ને, something is changing. Maybe from a very clean white, maybe it is becoming like a dull white. It is changing. It is changing. That we can see it. That it is the same curtain which was bought 5 years ago, and today it is changing. Eમાં કંઈક change તો આવી જ ગયો છે. Look at our own faces. Maybe try to recall your face at age 10 years. How was your face at that time? Try to recall your face. Not recall, but see your face now. Obviously, it has changed. Obviously, it has changed. So there is a change, but you are that same person. And constant part છે. Constant part is the Dravya. And a changing part. એટલે પર્યાય તો છે જ. બધી વસ્તુમાં. Take, for example, your own house. When you bought your house, it was brand new. It was brand new. For some of you, it might be many decades. And for some of us, it might be some years. So it was brand new at that time. And now look at it. It needs repair, doesn't it? It needs repair. So this is what it is saying. Something is constant. E house જ છે, but kind પણ change થયા કરે છે. Maybe at times, the door needs a repair, or at times the lock needs a repair, because obviously now it has become, it is rusting. So we need to put some oil in it. So there is something that is changing. So this is a reality when you think about it. It is not that we are favoring, it is not that we are trying to put others down. It is what it is has been explained to you. Take your own clothes as an example, take your own hair as an example, take your own sofa set as an example, take your own car as an example, take anything as an example. અને બધાયમાં એક constant part દેખાશે, એક changing part દેખાશે જ તમને. બધાયમાં this is a reality. Rajshri, is it making sense? Neelamanti, is it making sense? Yeah, એટલે આ like બેસી જાવું જોઈએ. Now we should not be repeating. હવે આ સાવ બેસી જાવું જોઈએ કે આ દ્રવ્ય ગુણ પર્યાય છે, it is actually the reality of any substance. જીવ, પુદ્ગલ, ધર્માસ્તિકાય, અધર્માસ્તિકાય, આકાશ or કાળ. બધાયમાં it is a reality. And હવે it can even, the next thing that we're going to bring up will even pinch people. કારણ કે આપણે Oswald's શું છે, we all are predominantly શ્વેતાંબર. So this, I like Buddhism, Hinduism, તો બેસી જશે મગજમાં. પણ શ્વેતાંબર જલ્દીથી નહીં બેસે, કારણ કે આપણે predominantly we are શ્વેતાંબર, like as like Oswald's. હવે શ્વેતાંબર ગુણમાં નથી માનતા. અને શ્વેતાંબર કાળ દ્રવ્ય એટલે ટાઈમને એ લોકો દ્રવ્યને નથી માનતા, પણ પર્યાયને માને છે. એટલે આ બધું વિચારવાનું છે કે આ બધું ગ્રહિત મિથ્યાત્વમાં છે. સ્થાનકવાસી હોય કે શ્વેતાંબર હોય કે દિગંબર 20 પંથી હોય, એ બધું આપણે લોકો દિગંબર 13 પંથી છે. તો આ બધું it is falling under ગ્રહિત મિથ્યાત્વ. આ બધું ગ્રહિત મિથ્યાત્વમાં આવી જાય છે, કારણ કે શ્વેતાંબર ગુણને નથી માનતા અને એ લોકો કાળ દ્રવ્ય એટલે જે કાળ, જીવ, પુદ્ગલ, ધર્માસ્તિકાય, અધર્માસ્તિકાય, આકાશ અને કાળ, તો 6 દ્રવ્ય જે છે ને કાળ, રાહુલ, એમાં એ લોકો ખાલી પર્યાયને માને છે, દ્રવ્યને નથી માનતા એમાં. Okay, so it is illogical to say પર્યાય તો કેની છે, કેની પર્યાય છે, કારણ કે ગુણની પર્યાય હોય. અને what is the definition of દ્રવ્ય? It is the togetherness of infinite ગુણ. હવે દ્રવ્ય જ નથી તો ગુણ નથી ને, અને ગુણ ના હોય તો પર્યાય કેવી રીતે થાય છે? એટલે આ બધું બેસી જવું જોઈએ મગજમાં કે હવે એકદમ એક ક્લેરિટી આવી જવી જોઈએ. અને જો ક્લેરિટી હજી નથી આવી, then ask your question, what is still your doubt? એટલે everything needs to be clear, કારણ કે આ બધું ગ્રહિત મિથ્યાત્વના બોક્સમાં આવે છે. અને ગ્રહિત મિથ્યાત્વ is very, you can say very sticky છે, કારણ કે we are going to be attracted to it because the general public is following it. So naturally we will be attracted to it. આપણને કોઈ કે ઇન્વાઇટ કરશે તો નેચરલી આપણે જવું પડશે, અને ત્યાં જવું પડે એવું કંઈ નથી, we have to bow down, કારણ કે આમાં દોષ છે. If you bow down to the wrong દેવ ગુરુ શાસ્ત્ર, દેવ means ખોટા ભગવાન, ખોટા શાસ્ત્ર, જે ખોટી આપે છે નોલેજ, અને ખોટા ગુરુ, એની સામે જો આપણે નમશું તો આમાં આપણને દોષ છે. એમાં આપણને એકચ્યુઅલી દોષ છે. દોષ છે એટલે like દોષ meaning that fault કે sin છે એમાં. એક આપણને sin, we are actually accumulating a sin. And sin is not a small one. It is not a small one. It is actually something that can manifest into a bigger sin. કારણ કે આ જાણી પછી, એટલે આપણે ક્લાસમાં શીખી લીધું પછી તો પણ આપણે નમશું ને, તો it is actually, a sin is quite big after that. હવે જેને ખબર જ નથી એ નમે છે, તેના તો 2 દોષ છે. એને ખબર નથી અને એ નમે છે. પણ હવે આપણને ખબર પડી ગઈ છે ને નમે છે, તો એનું ઇન્ટેન્સિટી will be more. એનું intensity of fault will be more, although there is one fault, એનું intensity of fault will be more. Khabar, it is like saying that somebody has told you, like the police officer has told you, drive with a driving license, and you know it that we are supposed to, yet we don't do it. So the fine will be more. Because we know the law. We all know the law. We have to drive with a driving license or with a seat belt. We have to drive with a seat belt. If we don't have the seat belt on, we know the law has been explained to us. Yet if we don't do it, obviously there'll be a fine for it. So this is what you have to understand. આમાં ગ્રહિત મિથ્યાત્વમાં બધું આવી ગયું છે. શ્વેતાંબર, સ્થાનકવાસી, હિન્દુ અને બૌદ્ધ. હવે બીજું બધું તેમાં આવી જ ગયું. What the other names that we are not speaking. એમાં બીજું બધું તો આવી જ ગયું. પણ આ ચાર are the predominant ones. And બીજું બધું જીવ, like the names that we know exist around us, the other sorts of faiths. એ બધા તો અમે obviously આવી જ ગયા આમાં. કેમ કે એમાં તો કઈ દ્રવ્ય ગુણ પર્યાયનું કઈ નિશાન જ નથી એમાં તો. They are just ઉપરથી બધી વાતો છે એમાં. So this is not a faith, like in the sense that we all get together and we believe the same thing and we all get together on a Sunday and we pray together, or we get together. એવું નથી. This is even if you don't ever get together in like a particular place to pray, પણ તમારી અંદરની wrong રહી જશે ને belief, તો આ પાછું તમને નહીં મળે. અને this is a universal truth. This is a universal truth. And because it's a universal truth, it is important for you to understand that this is what will get you out of this circle of life and death. હવે death કોઈની બી ફેમિલીમાં થાય છે, ભલે યંગ હોય કે ઓલ્ડ હોય. દુઃખ તો બધાને એટલું જ થાય છે. Even if the person is 80 years old, 90 years old, the intensity of pain does not decrease, because that attachment is so strong. That attachment is so strong that no matter what the age is, like at times we say that a young person has died, so we feel more pain. But even when an elderly person has died, sometimes we feel the same pain. Because to get out of this cycle of life and death, like actually, which is misery, we have to understand the universal laws. What is Dravya Gun Paryay? What actually are they trying to tell to us? I mean, why do we need to understand it? We need to understand this. This is a new point coming in. So two new words are coming today. Ekant and bijo che anekantvad. Ekantvad and anekantvad. Ekant, let me give you the spelling.
Shanikvad.
Shanik, Shan, ek minute. Let's explain that before I move on. Shan means moment. Shan means moment. So basically, ekantvad to na kehvay, but they only believe in paryay. Shanik, Shan, they only believe in that moment, because paryay is just a moment. So let me give you the spellings. Anekantvad, 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 અને એકાંતવાદ અને એકાંતવાદ. એકાંતવાદ અને અનેકાંતવાદ. એકાંત, ek means one. Ek means one. The ekant, either they believe in dravya or they believe in paryay. Ekantvad. Anek means more than one. So they believe in both. So Jain darshan is anekantvad, because it believes in more than one, which is dravya and paryay. And kshanikvad. Kshanikvad, it's okay. Hamra mate, like if you don't try it, but Shan means moment. Shan means moment. So they only believe in the moment, meaning they only believe in paryay. Because paryay is happening every moment, a new paryay is coming. Every second, not even second, in 1 second, there are uncountable paryays. એટલી બધી fast, at that rapidity paryay તો થાય છે. So that is kshanikvad. So and we also learned Vinay Mithyatva, which Rahul was not there last week. We did it. Vinay Mithyatva. Vinay Mithyatva. Vinay means કે બધી બાજુ હું નમન કરી લઈશ અને એવી રીતે નહીં ચાલે, કારણ કે everything is not equal. This is what it's trying to say. Rahul, is that clear? Is that making sense? Everything is not equal. કારણ કે Shwetambar doesn't believe in gun, Hindu doesn't believe in dravya, and Bodh doesn't believe in paryay. So it is not equal. They all have their peculiar beliefs. And if you look at the Digambar Terapanthi, they believe in Dravya Gun Paryay as a whole. They believe in Dravya Gun Paryay as a whole. So now it is your choice. You see, this is everybody is a soul over here. Everybody's soul has one gun called Shraddha. Shraddha means faith. હવે પોતપોતાનું faith will work. કે તમને શું believe કરવું છે આમાંથી, શું સાચું છે આમાંથી. પણ સાચું તો આજ છે, whether you believe it in this life or you believe it 10 lives later or 100 lives later or 1,000 lives later or million lives later, કે આ દ્રવ્ય ગુણ પર્યાય is the actual makeup of your existence. So the choice, it will now depend on how your Shraddha Guni Parya is working now, whether you accept it or you don't accept it. Because if you look at the Jeev of Mahavir Bhagwan, when Rishabdev Bhagwan was there, that was almost, you can say, 1 billion years ago. There's a difference of Mahavir and Rishabdev, no difference. Ketlo છે more than 1 billion years. કેટલા બધા વર્ષો છે. કેટલા બધા ત્યારે એને ઋષભદેવ ભગવાન કહે છે, when he was there, Mahavir, ત્યારે he was in the body of Marich. તેનું નામ ત્યારે Marich હતું. So like Rishabdev Bhagwan is telling him that you are going to be the 24th Tirthankar. So Marich had a lot of arrogance at that time. He said, how can I be the 24th Tirthankar? I'm going to be the second Tirthankar. And obviously he was not the second Tirthankar. Ajitnath Bhagwan was the second Tirthankar. And that Marich actually became Mahavir. So it is to say, whether you believe it today, you believe it in your next life, but whenever you believe, you will, this is how you will believe it, and this is how you will go to moksha. So tamaru moksha to nischit છે, but it is now how fast you believe it, when you believe it, if you believe it or if you don't believe it. But in this life, you have the opportunity to understand the universal truth, which you can say 99.9% of the world population has not got a chance. So you are not even the cherry on the cake, but you're actually a little bit more than that even. Because I mean, that is your luck. એટલા બધા ઊંચા luck તમે આવ્યા છો કે તમે આ સાંભળો છો. This is actually, you cannot underestimate your luck. એટલા બધા ઊંચા luck થઈને આવ્યા છો તમે. It is unbelievable how much good you have done in the past, that in this life tamne આ સાંભળવા મળ્યું. It is like saying that, if you understand Chakravarti is a ruler of 6 large sectors of land, not a small Kenya or not a small India like this. No, 6 large sectors, meaning large, meaning you can even say out of this earth, there are other places. He's even the ruler of that. He's even the ruler of that. Now what they're trying to say, that your luck is even greater than such an emperor. ચક્રવર્તી કરતા પણ વધારે પુણ્ય કોના છે? જેને આ દ્રવ્ય ગુણ પર્યાયનું real સ્વરૂપ જેને મળે ને સાંભળવા, or who can understand, એના luck ચક્રવર્તી કરતા પણ વધારે છે. So this is your luck, and if you miss this golden opportunity, then only Arihant Bhagwan knows when you will get it again and when you will understand it again. So this is your luck. This is, you must appreciate your luck. કે મને આટલા મારા luck, આટલા, like you can say I'm the luckiest person in this universe. એટલા luck thing you have got to understand this. So now it is, yeah, Ashish, you want to ask something?
Luck and punya are same thing,
Luck is actually bhagya. Luck is not punya. Punya is good deeds. Atla bhagya thing you have been. Bhagya is luck. So atla bada bhagya, atla bada luck, you can say, because, and luck, I mean, obviously punya and luck are interconnected. When you've done so much good, naturally your luck is even going to be that good. And at times you might not have done that much good, but maybe your luck is just very good. So, you have been born with this much luck. Now it is to, I mean, for you to understand, ke have mare a namvu cha, like badi jagyai, do I want to go and bow down? Bow down is not literally bowing down like this, but in your mind, do you still want to have faith in all these other things? That is the question. Bowing down to it is just like a body action, but the main action is happening in the mind where the belief is stuck. કે આ પણ સાચું છે. અને આમાં લાઈક શ્વેતાંબરના મુનિરાજે વસ્ત્ર પહેર્યા તેમાં પ્રોબ્લેમ છે શેમાં? વોટ ઇઝ ધ બિગ ડીલ વિથ ધ ચેન્જિંગ ટાઈમ્સ? ઓબ્વિયસલી દે વિલ વેર ક્લોથ્સ. આ બધું ઇટ ઇઝ રોંગ અન્ડરસ્ટેન્ડિંગ, રોંગ બિલીફ. એવી રીતે નથી. જે મુનિરાજ હોય એ નગ્ન જ હોય, એ દિગંબર જ હોય. This is the law of nature. This is the law of nature. એટલે પછી when we think like that, એમાં છે શું વસ્ત્ર પહેરાતો? With the changing times તો વસ્ત્ર તો પહેરવા જ પડે ને. But with the changing times, Rahul, is the sun rising from the west? No. Then there we accept it, that with the changing times, the sun will always rise from these, no matter how modern we get. Then with the changing times, there's another law of nature. Do men ever become pregnant? No, they don't. Because that is the law of nature. The male body cannot give birth, as simple as that. That is just the law of nature. So with the changing times, these things are not changing because it is the law of nature. It is actually the law of nature. So with the changing times, how can we say that Muni Rajnu Swarup bhi badli chhe? That is wrong understanding then. That is mithyatva. That is actually mithyatva. So this is very important to understand that that is mithyatva. ભલે આપણે એવા કોઈ મુનિરાજ હોય જેને વ્હાઈટ કપડા પહેર્યા હોય, આપણે એને કંઈ હેલ્પ કરે બિચારાઓને, કે ટાઈમ્સ કદાચ જોતી બી હોય હેલ્પ, પણ એને સાચા ગુરુની માનવાના. એને કોઈ દિવસ માન્યતામાં સાચા ગુરુની માનવાના. This is the point that you need to understand. એ મતલબ નથી કે એ બી જીવ છે, એને બી કોક વખત કંઈક હેલ્પની જરૂર હોય અને એને બી in a wrong understanding, મિથ્યાત્વને લીધે એને ખોટા પંથમાં દીક્ષા લઈ લીધી. તો હવે એનો બી it is his hard luck કે એની સાથે એવી રીતે થયું. હવે એને આપણે કંઈક કોઈ દિવસ કંઈક હેલ્પ કરે, હેલ્પ કરવામાં it is okay as just as a humanity it is okay. પણ એને રિયલ ગુરુ જો આપણે માનશું ને, એની સામે ઝૂકશું, નમન કરશું, તો ત્યાં દોષ છે. એટલે ઊંધું બી નહીં સમજી લેતા કે એની સામે કઈ દ્વેષ, I mean there is no dislike against them or there is no hatred against them. એવું તો કાંઈ નથી. There is nothing like that. કદાચ કોઈને આપણે એવા કોઈ હોય કે આપણે એને હેલ્પ બી કંઈ કરી હોય, it is okay. It is okay. ને કદાચ આપણે આપણો સમયસાર શાસ્ત્ર બી we can give him, તેને બી સમજમાં આવે કે આત્મા actually કેવો છે. કે like પંચાસ્તિકા is the best શાસ્ત્ર, કારણ કે એમાં તો આખું દ્રવ્ય ગુણ પર્યાયનું ક્લેરિટી સાથે એક્સપ્લેનેશન છે. ફૂલ ક્લેરિટી સાથે દ્રવ્ય ગુણ પર્યાયનું એક્સપ્લેનેશન છે. તો એવું કાંઈ પણ એ લોકોને આપણે આપે તો કદાચ એને સમજમાં બી આવી જાય. રાઈટ? એટલે હેલ્પ કરવામાં there is nothing wrong. અને ગુરુ જો માનશું, એને આપણી સામે ઝૂકશું, કે એને માનશું કે આપણી દિગંબર પ્રતિમા અને શ્વેતાંબર પ્રતિમા એક સમાન છે, તો એક સમાન નથી. એક સમાન નથી. કારણ કે શ્વેતાંબર પ્રતિમાની આંખ ખુલી છે, ઉપર મુગટ છે, એટલે વીતરાગ નથી. અને what are the three not attributes, but what are the three traits of identifying a real Bhagwan? વીતરાગતા, સર્વજ્ઞતા અને હિતોપદેશી. એટલે એલું ક્રાઉન પહેર્યું હોય, આંખ ખુલી હોય, જ્વેલરી પહેરી, બાજુમાં કોઈ સ્ત્રી ઊભી હોય, કોઈ વાઇફ ઊભી હોય એની, તો એ બધું it is not a trait of vitragta. That is not a trait of vitragta, Rahul. So yeah, to identify a real Bhagwan, there are three traits. Vitragta means one without likes and dislikes. It is there on the chat. I've actually written it for you because you had missed a few classes. You and Punam, thoduk I had written like as much as I could. So vitragta, one without likes and dislikes. The second one is sarvagnata. Sarvagnata means knower of all. And the third is hitopadeshi. Hitopadeshi means that one who gives preachings which are benefit to us. And what is of benefit to us? To understand the real nature of the soul. And હું પોતે આત્મા છું અને સુખ મારામાં ભરેલું છે. So these are the three traits to understand. Okay, so now we can move on. નીલમ આંટી, ઓલી ઇંગ્લિશમાં છે તમારી પાસે બુક? જૈન સિદ્ધાંત પ્રવેશિકા? Okay, it's okay ના હોય તો. You can just, it's okay. It's even if you don't have, I can open from here. show you how to open. All of you can look. You can go to Atma Dharma, go to Shastra. You can go to English. Go to English. Then you can type over here, Jain Siddhant, and then find any word. Let's do it. Let me just put the whole thing in Karak. We'll be scrolling a lot. Jain Siddhant. Jain Siddhant Praveshika. Look, it's here. Jain Siddhant Praveshika. There's one in Gujarati. And there's Laghu Jain Siddhant Praveshika, which is there in English. So whatever you wish, you can open. Let's just take the English one right now. Question number 8. So we had done Astitva, we have done Vastutva, we have done Dravyatva. Hey Neelamanti, what is Astitva? And Rahul, listen. Neelamanti, bolo. Fast.
It always exists.
No, look, it's even written over here. You can even read it. Look, it's written here in question 9.
Or you want to the potentiality or quality by virtue of which the substance is never destroyed and also can never be created by anyone is called existent attribute.
So, Rahul,
It's
you are not
created.
here. So, you cannot be created, you cannot be destroyed.
Right.
If you remember in form 2, we have learned matter particles cannot be created or destroyed. So in the same way, soul cannot be created or destroyed. It is not made by a God. This universe is not made by a God, but you are existing because of your own astitva gun. You're not existing because of your parents, and your parents are not existing because of their parents. You are existing because of your own astitva gun. And this body is existing because of its own astitva gun. Dharmastika is existing because of its own astitva guna, dharmastika, akash and kal. All 6 dravyas are existing because of their own astitva guna. They are not codependent on anyone. So just because the body and the soul are so close to each other, they are not codependent, like dependent on any one of them. Is that clear, Rahul? Yeah? Okay, next one. Okay, next is Vastutva Gun. So basically, because of Vastutva Gun, it can perform its own specific function. So what is the specific function of a jar? To hold water. What is the specific function of a table? To hold plates. This is just an example. It can hold many things. It can hold many things. But an example is it can hold plates. It can hold glasses. It can hold tumblers and jars, etc., etc., etc. So what is the Vastutva gun of Atma? The Vastutva gun of Atma, Rahul, is to know. કારણ કે મારામાં એક ગુણ છે called જ્ઞાન ગુણ. To know. So that is my specific function. એવા તો કેટલા છે બીજા. The specific function of Atma is Shanti. કારણ કે Shanti ગુણ મારામાં છે. So I'm getting Shanti from me. I'm not getting Shanti from elsewhere. Okay, so that is my specific function. That is my specific function. We understood, Rahul? Okay, next is Dravyatva. So now Dravyatva, even we did it last week, even we did Prameyatva last week. Okay, who can explain now Dravyatva? Because we did it last week. Let's see, who remembers? Ashish, Yacha? Yeah, Rajshri, okay.
Sorry. The ability to change every moment continuously and
that is correct. That is the definition. Uninterruptedly, and yes, correct. And continuously and uninterruptedly. Yes, correct. So what exactly is this Vastutva Gun? sorry, is a Dravyatva gun. Dravyatva gun is saying, Rahul, let's just read the definition so it is clear in your mind as well. Where is Dravyatva gun? That quality by virtue of which, like, look, modification means paryay, of which the paryay of a substance is dravya. So paryay changes every moment continuously and without interruption is called Dravyatva gun. So it is because of Dravyatva gun, that the paryay is continuous and it is uninterrupted by anything or anyone, and it is changing by itself without ever stopping. So 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Never will it stop. Never will it stop. Like the heart can stop one day. But paryay of any dravya, jeev, pudgal, dharmastikay, adharmastikay, akash, and ikar, it will never stop. Okay, so last time we asked a few maths questions. Let's see if you have understood, because last week was the first time we did it. So we can repeat it again. And we are happy to repeat as much as as much as you need, because the more important thing is to understand rather than moving forward. Obviously, the pace should not even be so slow that you start to get bored, but you know, like you should clarify all your doubts. Okay, now like let's ask like question. Ek dravyama, ek samayma, કેટલી પર્યાય છે? Think and answer. Because all this is happening because of Dravyatva gun. Ek dravyama, ek samayma, કેટલી પર્યાય થાય છે? If you have the answer, you can raise your hand. Yes, Rahul.
Infinite.
Okay, Rahul's answer is infinite. What is your answer, Ashish?
Anant.
What?
Anant or infinite.
Anant. Okay, Anant, barabar, infinite. Okay. How about you, Neelamanti?
Infinite.
Infinite. Rajshri? Think their answers might be wrong.
Yeah, I
So
know. I'm
just-
just well, I'm not saying they might, but
Yeah, Bindi, your answer.
Infinite.
Infinite. So the correct answer is infinite.
okay.
It is infinite. Ek, like what is the definition of dravya? Ek dravyama anant gun છે. અનંત ગુણ છે તો એક ગુણની પર્યાય થશે તો એક ગુણની પર્યાય થશે તો એક સમયમાં અનંત જ પર્યાય થશે. Okay, so now the next question. એક ગુણની એક સમયમાં કેટલી પર્યાય છે?
એક ગુણની
હા, એક ગુણમાં એક સમયમાં કેટલી પર્યાય છે, રાજશ્રી?
એક જ.
એક જ. So that is the correct answer. Bindi, what is your answer? Like what were you thinking?
1.
1. How about you, Neelamanti? 1. I mean, like Ashish did, like, and even Rahul did 1. Okay, fine. So it is 1. હવે અનંત ગુણની એક સમયમાં કેટલી પર્યાય છે?
અનંત.
અનંત.
Anant.
Anant, yeah. Anybody else? I mean, it might not be the right answer. Anybody else? Think. અનંત ગુણની એક સમયમાં કેટલી પર્યાય છે?
Anant.
Ashish is saying Anant. Bindi?
Anant.
Anant. Okay. Rahul?
Okay. If you're counting Buddhi, Padiai, so it's Anant. But if you're counting individually, then it's just one change.
No,
That's all.
you're counting it together. So it is Anant. So it is Anant. So yeah, so the answer is Anant. So okay, now Anant Gunni, Anant Samayma, કેટલી પર્યાય છે? Now think.
અનંત ગુણ.
અનંત ગુણની અનંત સમયમાં કેટલી પર્યાય છે?
Anant.
Give our Anant.
Anant. It is still Anant because Anant is infinite, meaning never ending. Never ending. Have you understood, Bindi?
Yes.
Have you understood, Rahul? No, Rahul has no, you have not fully understood. Have you understood, Rahul? Fully understood.
100%.
100%. Rajshri, have you understood?
Hmm.
Sure? Rajshri? No.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand Anand Guni, Anand Parya in one samay. But the
Anant
same
gun.
in Anand samay ma same as થાય ને.
No, let me say it again. Anant gun, Anant સમયમાં કેટલી પર્યાય છે?
Anand ના થાય.
Anant છે, yeah, because Anant is, I mean, never ending, meaning Anant meaning what? It is infinite, it is never going to finish. So it is Anant. It is Anant. So is this clear? Is this clear? Everyone, is it clear? Okay, so now let's move to Prameyatva gun. Prameyatva gun, catch, okay, it's down here, fine. That quality by virtue of which the substance becomes the subject of any kind of knowledge is called Prameyatva gun. That quality by virtue of which the substance becomes the subject of any knowledge is called Prameyatva gun. So what does this mean? Rahul, who has gun? Who has Gnan gun? Jeev,
Jeev.
Pudgal, Dharmasthaya, Adharmasthaya, Akash or
Only
Kal.
Jeev.
Only Jeev, yes, only Jeev. Only Jeev has got Gnan gun. But Jeev, Pudgal, Dharmasthaya, Adharmasthaya, Akash and Kal all have Prameyatva gun. It is saying that any six substances have that gun in them called Prameyatva gun, which enables the knowledge of any individual soul that they will know कि આ substance છે. Is it clear or is it difficult? It is basically any substance has this quality in it called Prameyatva gun, which enables it to be known by the Gnan gun of the soul. So you are a soul, I am a soul. And that is why I can know you, because, for example, Bindi, like Bindi Niji body che, it has a gun called Prameyatva gun. It is enabling me to know that this body is existing. Is it clear? Because am I gun che that enables me to know that this is existing. Is that clear, Ashish?
In the bigger picture, yes, but if I think, for example,
What is the bigger picture? What is the bigger picture?
like simple is yes, I agree, but like say
Yeah.
if you exams and you failed, then does this
That
apply?
example will not fit here, exams ma failing, because it just has the ability to know. If you have written the number, okay, explain what you want to say exactly.
Because everything to a certain extent is a dravya, right?
Everything is a dravya. Jeev, Pudgal, Dharmasthikaya, Adharmasthikaya, Akash, and most of it is Pudgal because we can't see Dharmasthikaya, Akash, we can feel it because we know that this is space, that we can feel Akash. And Kar, although we can't see it, we know that from 8:30 now it is 9:20. So every day we know that Kar Dravya ni paryay thai છે.
My knowledge sometimes, I don't know, doesn't allow me to know everything, right?
Yeah, but it has the ability to be known. The fact that you are not knowing it is a different matter, but it has the ability to be known. You are not knowing is like your own barrier, but Samena Dravya has the ability to be known, and when you attain Keval Gnan, you will know it.
Yes. Okay, I get it.
It has the ability to be known. એટલે કેવળ જ્ઞાનમાં બધું જણાઈ જાય છે. સમજાઈ ગયું? Rajshri, you have understood? Neelam aunty, little bit. Neelam aunty, no. Okay, now Rajshri, you should understand. If you're not understanding, you should ask. So exactly what is it that you are not agreeing or understanding? How about you, Bindi?
I think so. So if I say using from Yetva gun is like to do with an object. So let's say the pen in my hand is an object. So you're saying from Yetva gun, from Yet
Prameyatva.
Prameyatva gun is saying, in my knowledge, this is a pen. It's an object.
Because the pen is matter particles, and matter particles has got prameyatva gun in it, which is enabling you to know that it is existing.
Yeah.
Or the door behind you is again matter particles, but yet you know that there's a door because in that door it has that ability to be known, and so it is being known.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that clear, Rahul? Kind of, or fully clear? It's clear. Okay, fine. And I think Rajshri, now you have understood, if I'm not mistaken. You have understood, yeah? Okay, so now let's go to Aguru Lagutva. This one is an easy one. Aguru Lagutva. That quality by, I'm 3 points also, so we will do 1 point at a time. That quality by virtue of which the constancy, identity with individuality of substance is always maintained. That is, a substance does not change into another substance. That's point number 1. One substance will not change into another substance. For example, we can take that there are 2 mugs. This is a very gross example. Okay, let's take a bit of a subtle example. Let's take Bindi's pen for an example. Bindi, just put your pen here. So for example, Bindi's pen has got infinite matter particles in it, because remember, they're so tiny that one after another, after another, after another, there's so many matter particles which come together to form a pen. So the first matter particle and the second matter particle do not merge with one another. They do not become one with one another. They will remain separate. This is what it is trying to say. Or let's take, for example, Be Atma or Be Jeev. I am sitting here, and for example, another person is sitting next to me. Are we ever going to merge and become one? We are never going to merge and become one. Or will I go in that person? Will that person come into me? No, that will never happen, because each one will maintain its own oneness. It will maintain its own individual individuality. It will maintain its own individuality. So although we are 2 people sitting next to each other, we can't become one. We will always be separate. So this is point number 1. Now, what is point number 2? So, okay, let's read it again. That quality by virtue of which the constancy, the identity with individuality of substance is always maintained. That is, a substance does not change into another substance. It cannot merge into another substance. It cannot become one with another substance. That's point number 1. Now, point number 2. હવે આવશે આપણે દ્રવ્યને આખા દ્રવ્યને લીધું. હવે આવશે એક ગુણનું આવશે. One gun does not change into another gun. And also the infinite gun of a dravya do not scatter or split into separate entities. So my bay point they've covered. Due to this gun, no substance becomes less or more by losing or adding anything to it. So now point number 1 is ek dravya, ja dravyama, it can't change or it can't merge or it can't become one with another dravya. That's point number 1. Point number 2 is ek gun bija gun nu kai kari pan ni shake, and it will not change into another gun. Now, for example, Jeevma, we know there are infinite gun, but just for now, we are only taking 5 gun. Darshan, Gyan, Charitra, Sukh, and Virya. The Sukh gun cannot become into Virya gun. And Virya gun cannot become into Charitra gun. And Charitra gun cannot become into Darshan gun. And Darshan gun cannot become into any other gun. So that individuality of that gun remains constant. That is what it is trying to say. Now, what is point number 3? Point number 3, let's read it again. Point number 3, it is saying does not change, and an infinite attribute of a substance do not scatter, do not split into separate entities. Meaning that you are made of infinite gun and you will not scatter into different attributes. You will not scatter like that. You will always be this infinite gun, no pinned. Pinned means that oneness. That oneness will always be there. You will always be this infinite gun. That is your identity. That is who you are. That is the identity of Jeev, identity of Pudgal, Dharmastika, Akash and Kar. So your gun cannot scatter. That Gyan gun abaju vai jase, Darshan gun abaju vai jase, Sukh gun abaju vai jase, Charitra gun abaju vai jase. Not like that. You will remain as one. Is that clear, Rahul? You cannot give your Gnan gun to anybody. You and nobody can take your Gnan gun as well. Okay, at the ek gun ni baat hai, to anant gun, you cannot, you basically are complete. This is what it is saying. In like one word, what is this trying to say? That you are complete. You cannot merge, you cannot scatter, you cannot split, you cannot become one with another dravya, because your substance maintains its own individuality. It will remain as that substance. That's point number one. Point number two is कि एक गुण बीजा गुण नु काई करी नहीं शके. जी सम्यक दर्शन ની પર્યાય जी છે ઈ દર્શન ગુણ ની પર્યાયમાં જ થાશે. અને જે કેવળ જ્ઞાન ની પર્યાય છે ઈ જ્ઞાન ગુણ ની પર્યાયમાં જ થાશે. It's not that Gnan can do something for Shraddha or like for faith gun, or Charitra gun can't do anything for Sukh gun. It will always have its own individuality. And it is living in harmony. Although it has its own individuality, it is living in harmony. This is what it is trying to say. And point number three, it cannot split. It cannot scatter. Okay. So this is showing how powerful you are. This is, I like Bada sentences, you must feel your power. Okay. You are this powerful entity of infinite gun. Infinite gun. You must feel your power. You must feel that I'm the most, powerful person, invincible person in this universe. This is your power. This is actually your power, which you should be able to feel it, because in words you can only say a few things. You should be able to feel your power. That atlo powerful. Yeah. Okay, now it's time, but we will just read the next one. Pradeshatva gun. That quality by virtue of which the substance always exists in some shape or form is called Pradeshatva gun. That quality by virtue of which the substance always exists in some shape or form, occupying Pradesh means special units, is called shape formation attribute, which is Pradeshatva gun. So this we can do it next week. At least we have read it. And the next question is even easy. How many kinds of substances? Soul, Jeev, Pudgal, Dharmastikai, Adharmastikai, Akash and Kar. Give the specific. So this you already know. Gnan, પછી છે દર્શન, પછી છે ચારિત્ર, પછી છે સુખ અને ક્રિયાવતી શક્તિ. We have like touched on that. And even the next one, that sparsh, ras, gandha and varna are the specific attributes of Pudgal. Yeah, and this kriyavati shakti, we can touch on it. Okay. So, yeah.